Previously on E3. I talked about Nintendo and Bethesda and how Bethesda sucked but Nintendo was comedy gold. This time we're talking about the internet's favourite duo slash couple, Sarkeesian and McIntosh. And in a display of typical stupidity and trolling behaviour, Sarkeesian and McIntosh decided it was best at the moment and in the event where the whole gaming world comes together to celebrate the birth of new IPs, the continuation of classic series that makes gaming what it is today and what carry on through the years and what will continue to carry on, what will continue to innovate regardless of how well the presses go and what the games look like. Let's be honest, it's great to have E3 and to see new content being created, but not according to these ideologues. Not to these people. E3 is a time where they can use their attention-grabbing antics to drum up a bit of attention and support from the social justice idiots that be. Now, of course, it's no longer sexism that's the case anymore. I mean, they beat that horse until it's a zombie practically. And it's no longer to do with women. Hell no. Now it's violence. Violence, people, that Anita Sarkeesian and McIntosh are now at war against. And they took to Twitter almost immediately. You could script this. You knew it was going to happen. As soon as you saw those first kill animations from Doom and the first VATS presentation in Fallout 4, you knew they were just waiting on their keyboards, watching a live stream, waiting for that to happen. And let's go through it. Let's go through all this shit. Let's read it all out and just savour the stupidity and the saltiness that comes out of these two idiots. And we'll start with Anita herself, and she says, "This level of extreme violence shouldn't be considered normal. It's not an excuse to say it's expected because Doom. That's the problem." That's because it is Doom, Anita. Were you even around in 1994? Oh wait, no you weren't, were you? Because you're not a gamer. Doom has always been violent. It's never shied away from showing us the gore and the limbs and the viscera, whatever. That's what Doom is. Doom is a violent first-person shooter and always has been. The more the better. You are a space marine killing demons. Of course it's going to be gory. It's called Doom, for fuck's sake. I don't think you understand, do you? What the fuck? There is no problem here. It's Doom. And then she goes on to say, "It's really troubling and depressing that the E3 audience is enthusiastically cheering for bodies being ripped apart. Because it's Doom! And they're not real! They're demons! They aren't people! They're demons! That's why they're cheering. And also it looks admittedly good, even though I wouldn't want to play it and it would get boring. I know I criticised it for having quick time events, but come on. When you first saw it you thought, damn, that's some gory shit right there." And then she goes on to say, "Only a few minutes into the Bethesda press conference and it's wall-to-wall glorification of grotesque violence. I can barely watch." Then go put on some fucking Care Bears, Anita, because it's clearly not for you. Why are you even commenting on this? You know full well you're not the target audience. We all know full well that you do not care for this game. You're just trying to get it to drum up support and get some of that fucking Patreon money. But of course, Mini-Me turns up, Jonathan McIntosh. And what does he say? "This shit is sick. There is something deeply, deeply seriously wrong with anyone cheering for this Doom 4 trailer." No, there isn't. There's something seriously wrong with you for thinking something that's as over-the-top gory, silly, and outrageously crazy as Doom is sick. Honestly, I think your views and mind is sicker than Doom. But that's just my opinion. And then he goes on to say, "Gamers cheering loudly at scenes of brutal dismemberment. God, this is depressing as hell. Welcome to the gaming industry. Welcome to Doom. Welcome to having fun, people. Because fun is outlawed in Social Justice 2015. Jonathan McIntosh seems to have some kind of nervous twitch, some horrible feeling on his spine when people have fun. It hurts him. It kind of makes him salty and cry. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's not depressing, it's fun. For those people sitting in that audience, it was the best thing they'd seen all day. I didn't think it was all that. But they did. And to be honest, I was glad for about 30 seconds that Doom was back. Okay? It's fun, not depressing. The only thing that's depressing is what you're writing. And then he goes on to say, literally every shot in the entire Bethesda sizzle reel featured extreme violence, nothing else. This is modern game design. It's Doom! That's not modern game design! Games have been like that since time immemorial. Doom has been like that for the past 20 years. I was 1 year old when this came out. Although I think, technically it was 93, wasn't it? Like they said. So I was a baby. First person shooters like Doom have always been like that, McIntosh. But you're not a gamer. You think all this has been invented in the last 10 years, when it hasn't. It's been there for the past 30 years. It's funny, if you look at the tweets side by side, they look exactly the same. It's either McIntosh is on her Twitter, or they're so incomparatively the same. It's incredible. They are so indoctrinated, so fucking annoying, so amazingly ideological that they say the same shit. And don't worry, I'll be getting to my main thrust of the argument later. I've still got more tweets. And then they talk about Dishonored 2 and no more white male cis-het gendered characters in video games. Sarkeesian says, a bit sad that Dishonored 2 didn't make the leap to an exclusively female lead, but really pleased they're using Emily in marketing. Go away. Seriously. Go make your own game with Emily in the lead. They don't have to cater to your whim. I mean, I think that they technically did by including her, which is why you're so pleased. Yet, you know what? There's no pleasing you because you're annoyed that Corvo, who is the main character of Dishonored, who's the main marketing thrust of the game, is in it. You're a sexist. And then, of course, here we go. Probably the most stupidest thing she said so far, which is in reference to Fallout 4. She says, the Fallout 4 crafting system is cool. Imagine how much cooler it could be if it wasn't so focused on building stuff to kill other stuff. Go play Minecraft! Oh wait, Minecraft has the exact same thing, doesn't it? Crafting stuff to kill things. You do realise you have to survive in Minecraft by building a house and then making weapons to hunt for food and to kill skeletons and creepers? And plus, you don't have to create stuff that kills. You can create power generators, which it clearly shows. You can make a light show. You can make stim packs, antidotes, purified water, so you don't have to drink the irradiated shit that they have in that game. It's a post-apocalyptic world where there's no law apart from whatever semblances of civilization exist who have their own laws. Megaton has its own law. Another city or town will have its own law. It's either kill or be killed. We can't have you going around in Fallout pushing daisies and making chains out of them. You'd get shot in the face within 3 seconds, Anita. That's what would happen in Fallout if you were there. And plus, it'd be shit if you had your grubby little hands on it, wouldn't it? God damn it, Anita. Are you stupid? Jesus. And then, of course, more stupidity. And she says, if the games industry truly wants to mature, it's going to have to focus much more on creative and humanising interactions. No! The gaming industry doesn't have to mature. If anything, it just needs to grow and improve its design of games. If they want to make more mature stories, they can. How come Hollywood hasn't been told to mature? All they do is rehash old films, they remake old films, they create stupid action films like Fast and the Furious, which the later ones are really good, of course, but you know, they're still stupid. They're still making G.I. Joe and Transformers. How come that's not mature? How come that's mature, but games are not? Fuck off, Anita. And then McIntosh, squawking and kind of copying what she's saying, says, sorry folks, but the ubiquitous glorification of violence and gore is not the mark of mature industry, quite the opposite. God, these guys are a fucking mirror image of each other. These guys just squawk the same things over and over again. One says it, then another says it. They're like a loop. It goes over and over and over again. They are insane. And it's not a glorification of violence. It's fun. That's all it is. It's fun. They're not glorifying violence. I mean, they're demons. You are worrying about demons trying to kill a human being, getting killed by a human being with a shotgun. Can you not understand what you're saying? Can you not hear what you're saying. This is the same Jonathan McIntosh who can't seem to distinguish between reality or fantasy. Well, he accuses us, gamers, of being unable to figure out what's reality and fantasy, when really it's projection, because he doesn't know what it is. He can't tell the difference, otherwise he wouldn't be making this stupid shit. And then, of course, to top it all off, the cherry on top of the icing, Brianna Wu. To me, violence is lazy, unimaginative game design. Imagine a Fallout 4 that cared as much about crafting medicine as killing people. Stim packs! Stim packs, Brianna, whatever. Fucking hell. And don't forget, doesn't Revolution 60 have fighting elements in it? Don't be such a hypocrite. Now, my big gripe about this, and the main thrust of my argument, as I said, is that these people tried to distance themselves away from Jack Thompson. They tried to say it's not about all that conservative bullshit. It's about the children. It's about protecting gamers from violence and horrible influences. That's exactly what Jack Thompson did. It has come full circle now. They've now realised that they cannot use the sexism argument anymore because, let's be honest, like I said before, they've battered that horse. They have trumpeted it so much that now people know that they're talking bullshit about it. So instead, they now have to talk about the age-old adage of violence. These people are no better than Thompson, Mary Whitehouse, the people, the Christians who tried to ban Dungeons and Dragons, or in the 90s when the Christian groups were also trying to stop video games from being sold. Hell, even goes far back as the 20s when women's groups banned alcohol, which later became known as prohibition. If these people have their way, shit will go down. It will be horrible. There will be censorship everywhere. There will be a black market of violent video games, etc., etc. We can't allow these people to have this. But then again, there's no reason to go on a political speech about how we should stop them. There's no need, because the stupidity speaks for itself themselves. They're like the religious right. We don't actually need to debate them that much. We just have to let their stupidity do it for ourselves, really, isn't it? So basically what this all comes down to is attention seeking from this lot. They've been waiting for this. Like I said, they were perched over their keyboards, waiting and waiting until the first bit of blood spilt, and then they did. They just wrote these dumb tweets and watched the internet flip out. But of course, they know that this is the only thing they can do in order to get attention and stay relevant nowadays. So we don't have to ignore them. We just have to screen cap them, archive them, and simply spread the stupidity around. We don't actually need to say anything. Until next time, this has been Charming Man 93. Like and share the video, drop a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you later.